Alright, what's up everyone? How is the sound today? Morning Eve, morning DC. How's the sound, guys? Hello, hello, testing. Did I fix the echo? Okay, sound is good. Okay, guys, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to talk about basically Bank of America declining cryptocurrency, denying cryptocurrency purchases, so you can no longer probably use Bank of America. It does not matter, always just use another bank. Other banks may follow, other banks may ensue. Right now, the most important thing is that you shift your funds, perhaps, okay, let's just put it this way. You are going to have to transfer your money from your bank account to your respective exchanges, right? Do not, I think it's good that you guys don't use your credit cards. I think it's good because although it may be more convenient, it's faster, but in this very, very volatile market, you would prefer to use money that you have, okay? So I just want to set the tone right. I'm glad that the stream actually has a very good, good sound today. Everything is perfect. Audio is good. Video quality is good as well. So let's get started. Right. So with regards to cryptocurrency markets, if you're very new to the stream, welcome. My name is Ryan from the I run Crypto Grinders. So firstly, let's just put it this way. If you're new to the space, do not over leverage. This market is extremely volatile. You have just experienced Bitcoin tanking all the way down to very, very conservative levels. I think we are as low as below 8,000, but we recovered back very, very quickly. Currently, the support level is at 8,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, right? So I would safely say that right now it is time to start taking out your money and start gradually accumulating Bitcoin or Ethereum, okay? If we lost 50% of the market cap, which is at 50%, right? Initially, it was at 800 billion. And you're having banks, countries trying to regulate cryptocurrencies. That is the norm, okay? Don't panic. The most important thing is stay focused. Now, this space is still very far away from, mass adoption, okay? It is still figuring itself out. Governments are still unsure. Your lawyers, your tax your tax officers, IRS, are all still very, very unsure. The banks naturally just want to have a chokehold on you, or at least they want to monitor your money movement. So right now, the best thing that you can do if you want to participate in this market is use funds that you have that come in weekly or monthly. It's just very straightforward. It's just very simple. So once you have sorted out your Gemini, your Bitstamp, whatever you guys are most convenient to use for you to buy your cryptocurrencies, you are going to have a balanced strategy. Okay, so focus on a balanced strategy at the moment. Don't get too conservative at this point, because if you are too conservative, you are going to be sitting out of the market. You miss the whole rebound, and then after that you'll be buying at the high. So right now I'm taking the opportunity to at least address this. Bitcoin and Ethereum, let's address these two first, okay? This is the main top two cryptocurrencies in the markets at the moment. They have already tanked pretty much 30 to 40%. What you want to do now is start buying these cryptocurrencies, okay? Familiarize yourself first with the top two. You can't go wrong. The next thing that you want to do is ask yourself, why am I investing in this space? Am I investing for growth? Am I investing because I believe in blockchain technology, or I just believe in having financial liberation and inclusion? Because I've always wanted to participate in a big project, right? And in the past, I didn't have this opportunity. What do? Now that I see this the whole next phase of blockchain being the next big thing, okay, I want to be part of it. Right? And at the same time, banks don't have a chance, or governments don't have a chance to really kind of have a stronghold, or at least a clamp on it at the moment, right? But you can see them trying. So what do? I want to be able to participate and buy some Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you want to buy some Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course you have to understand what private keys are, what public keys are, right? So if you are new, I would strongly suggest that you start by familiarizing yourself with a MyEther wallet, or you can buy a Ledger Nano S or a Trezor. You can go and get that from Amazon or any of your well, okay, it's best that you buy from the provider, because I've heard scams that they actually come with the 12 words or the 24 words. That's for Ledger. Apparently for Trezor, the words come together. So I strongly recommend you maybe getting a Trezor instead of getting a Ledger Nano S instead of a Trezor. But Trezor comes with it, but I'm not someone who uses Trezor. I'm someone who uses Ledger Nano S, so you can choose that, or you can download a web base, which is the MyEther wallet. So go to myetherwallet.com, and then from then you can start having your own wallets with your own private keys. Try to understand one thing: cryptocurrencies is all about you owning your money. You are responsible. You're not going to blame anyone if you get hacked or someone steals something from you. You are in charge. So that's the beauty of it. So the next thing is also you can download all these wallets, well, at least not MyEther wallet, onto a mobile phone. So on the mobile phone, well, there are several wallet options, but I'm more of a traditional base guy. I would prefer to have my wallets on the web base or a cold wallet, right? It's a either or. If my money is so-called on the hot wallet, it will be usually on an exchange where I'm doing trading. So the next thing you want to ask yourself, after buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, what do I do, right? So if you buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, you may even consider Litecoin, right? So there are actually 3 cryptocurrencies that you can buy from Coinbase at the moment, but I want to highlight on the top 2 first, because the top 2 actually got hit very, very hard. So after buying these 2, you start hearing about this altcoin space. What is this altcoin space? Altcoins are basically projects that are raising money through the ICO phase, right? ICO is initial coin offering. It's somewhat similar to an IPO. It's just that it's more of fundraising through this phase of initial coin offering, where you raise money very, very quickly so that you can quickly get funding, so that you can push out your project. Now, a lot of all these projects are startups. Okay, bearing in mind these are startups, whether or not they have been successful or run by a credible team, it does not matter. The failure rate is still there, right? IPO, on the other hand, okay, just giving you a quick rundown. IPO is initial public offering, where most of the time companies can have books audited anywhere from 1 to 2 years to even 3 years. That means they've at least been running for quite a while before they can even consider themselves listing on an exchange. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail, but I'm just giving you the definition of initial coin offering and IPO. Now, initial coin offering, on the other hand, it is not necessary for them to show any kind of books. Usually it's just a proof of concept, right? So that's called the white paper. And from then you have to determine for yourself whether this project makes sense or not. So this is where the altcoin space, the ICOs, people are flipping, and flipping ICOs is not for everyone. I would strongly suggest that you get in with a group that knows its stuff, right? So Crypto Grinders or CG, we do provide that kind of service, in a sense that we dive deep into all these projects. When we say dive deep, it's not that we read the white paper. We actually go to these offices, we actually speak to these CEOs, founders, CTOs, and make sure that these guys are the real deal. Before and after we have done all this analysis and validation, we would bring this project back to our premium group, and then from then we will ask them whether or not this is something that they would want to be invested in. We will pool it, and then from then we will knock on the doors and see whether we can work out something special. Okay, so that being said, that's ICO. Now, with regards to investing in the market, it's very straightforward. You would want to have a few exchanges available to you. Now, of course, right now, Bittrex seems to be having its issues, so I guess the people in the US are very familiar with Bittrex. But you may also want to consider Binance and Huobi. Okay, so Binance is pretty much the top dog at the moment with, I think, 6 million users you can consider. But like I said, before we step into the realm of trading cryptocurrencies, it is best that you also understand that this is still a very high risk space. Recently, if you read on the news, CoinCheck from Japan just got hacked for 500 million, but I think they were able to reimburse, I think, 432 million back to its users. I think that's pretty good. I'm not sure how that's coming along, but like I said, this space is still highly unregulated, unlicensed. Security is an issue. So be very careful, and always, if you decide to trade with an amount that you're very willing to lose. If you're here to build a portfolio, then my suggestion is back to when I first started the video, which is to mention about the Ledger Nano S or the Trezor, where you're gonna buy these cryptocurrencies either from your Gemini or whatnot, and you're just gonna hodl it. Meaning, hodl is the word of holding or just wanting to sustain and build and accumulate and stack more Bitcoin, more Ethereum, more Litecoin. Right? So you're not interested in trading the markets, you're just here to purchase weekly, monthly, as and when you get your salary. Now, with trading, on the other hand, that's a different kind of animal. You are wanting to participate in the projects that are listed already, because they have already passed the ICO phase, they have already successfully raised enough funds, and they're willing to pay the listing fee to be listed on these exchanges. Now, most of the time, exchanges, they are willing to list these projects for a various different types of fees. Now, what I heard from Binance is anywhere from 1 to 2 mil. So any kind of cryptocurrency gets listed on Binance means that they're willing to pay top dollar. That being said, doesn't mean that they are a credible project. It's just about accessibility, because when you want to create a token, you need to have it available in as many exchanges as possible. So it can be a local exchange, it can be an international exchange. The most important thing is that it's accessible. Last but not least, you want to kind of make sure that they have their own wallet, so that if they have their own wallet for that particular project, you can kind of take it off. Most cryptocurrencies are ERC20, meaning that it is compatible for you to actually put it into an Ethereum related address, but you have to go through the MyEther wallet. You cannot go through Ledger, because Ledger is for Ethereum specifically, but they do have many other cryptocurrencies available. You have to check out the app and then from them download the respective one that you decide to buy. Okay, so now, after you have stepped into this space, now you have a brief understanding of what is an ICO, how is it different from an IPO, and now you're going to be deciding to buy your altcoins. You're going to get started. The next thing is you want to at least understand a few key things. So I'm someone who is very, very simple. I'm not someone who trades like every day. I am by no means a trader. I'm more of an investor, if it's anything. So I'm strong in fundamental analysis. The CG team, we have a good mix of technical analysis, in fact more technical analysis, but we also are very strong in fundamentals as well. So what we like to do is recommend a few basic cryptocurrencies for you to get started, and if you're someone's very new, you want to start buying, you can consider these levels as of now. Like I said, this is not financial advice, it's just more of our personal opinion from CG, and we want to put it out to you guys so that you can quickly get started. Or else, if you are forever sitting at the side, at the fence, you're just worried about all this news, you will never get in. So now, for Ethereum, at the moment, I would say that the levels are pretty good. Okay, we are seeing for the fact that it rebounded back to the $895 per Ethereum, which is not too bad. So there is a potential downside, but right now I would strongly suggest that if you were to really buy, you can look between the $807 range to about the $900 range. Now, there is a possibility of it going back down to $700, but if you're new, you do this strategy called laddering in, right? You either ladder in to buy or you ladder out to sell. Do I make myself clear? So, for example, if you have $1,000 that you would like to buy with regards to a particular cryptocurrency, what you can do is allocate 25% each time, or even say anywhere from 15 to 25% each time to start accumulating. That's called laddering in your buy-ins. Of course, you can choose various levels. You can go with the suggestion where I said anywhere from $807 to $900. This is the part where you can start laddering in. Okay, so this is a very good way for you to not be overexposed or so-called go all in, right? You can just gradually split your funds. Okay, when you split your funds, you can gradually accumulate. So this is one suggestion. So this is Ethereum. Ethereum is basically the largest smart contract platform out there. It was one of the first out of the gates. It started back in 2015. It ICO'd in 2016, I think. And yeah, so if you're wondering what are smart contracts, basically you can build stuff on it, right? You can build decentralized applications on it. You can raise funds or ICOs, where a lot of all these ICOs are popping up. You are having the opportunity to create things with a smart contract platform. Okay, so with that being said, a lot of altcoins are also pegged to Ethereum because of this very simple, because of the fact that it's one of the first. It is also the largest in terms, second largest in terms of market cap. Now, if you talk about BTC on the other hand, this was the first cryptocurrency that appeared in the market, completely decentralized. It was meant to be a currency initially, but it became very, very expensive, and the network started to become centralized and clogged up because of the miners. It got clogged up because of new accounts starting every day, but at the same time the miners are now very much centralized in China. I'm not sure in terms of the situation in China at the moment, have they moved away, but most of them are from China. They have already diversified probably out of China already as of now because of the regulatory ban, but you are still going to want to purchase Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the most decentralized. It is the one that started it all. Okay, so if you are deciding to buy Bitcoin, you are buying Bitcoin for the fact that perhaps maybe you can spend it in your country, but I kind of doubt that you would want to do that because per transaction is anywhere from $8.60 to even $11, depending on what is the price of Bitcoin and the congestion level for that day. So you're obviously not going to buy coffee. You're obviously not going to buy something that is like anything less than, you know, $1,000 because it doesn't even make sense to transfer it. So what you want to do is maybe buy some just to kind of participate in what the heck this whole thing is. So if you purchase Bitcoin right now, I would say 8,000 to 9,000. Okay, sounds pretty familiar, right? It seems like the market is kind of positioning itself to kind of want you to buy between that kind of price. If you notice, Ethereum is more or less at 900. You see Bitcoin now at 9,000. It's kind of weird. I suspect there's something in the works at the moment, and at the same time, if you decide to buy Bitcoin, 8,000 to 9,000 would be a very, very good price point to start picking it up. Sure, it did dip below 8,000, but you know what? I think it's time to start getting your feet wet and start purchasing your very first Bitcoins. Okay, so as I mentioned, 8 to 9,000, just pick it up, just gradually accumulate. At least you got some skin in the game. Now, for people who have bought at the high, listen up. This is not the end. It's just that we do not know how long it will take for this whole market in terms of its uncertainty to taper over. I hope that you didn't panic sell. I would assume that majority would have had its nerves. But if you are following the right YouTubers who are giving you the right kind of advice, they're not creating unnecessary FUD, you are able to see the long-term picture of where this space is headed, and I think you would not have sold. But for those who have sold and you probably took a very huge loss, I hope that you still will have the faith to step back into this space, but at the same time have a plan, have a strong strategy and a financial goal at the end of the day. Now, next thing I would like to highlight is what kind of cryptocurrencies that I am personally invested in, and you know what, I will want to also share this with you. I am invested in Quantum. Quantum has been my long-term favorite. It is a smart contract platform, but at the same time, it does have a very strong decentralized governance protocol, and it has multiple decentralized applications already successfully launched and being built on it. Yesterday, I think they launched their very first node into space, or their very first satellite. Now, why are they doing this? Why are they even investing in nodes in space? It seems very far-fetched. Well, they just want to have a separate network from the existing network. this is going to obviously cost them quite a bit of money, because over the next course of the next 2 to 3 years, they are going to plan to launch a total of 72 low orbiting satellites. Okay, and these satellites are, at the end of the day, capturing data. The nodes are going to be there. Now, what are nodes? Nodes are basically full clients that are going to be processing all these transactions on the network. So the more decentralized a blockchain network, the better, because that way you are not going to get compromised. I think at the end of the day, it's just a matter of security, come data storage, come data transfer, scalability. All these things are going to be issues for the next 3 years. Don't step into this space thinking that you're going to make money tomorrow. Step into this space because you know you're going to be part of a revolution that's going to take anywhere from 5 to 10 years to fruit, and you have this opportunity to be in it. Think of it like when the internet first started, right? If you had the money, or you already kind of knew about the internet, you would want to kind of be part of that, because as you can see, there were a lot of companies that came out from the .com, were born during the .com, didn't survive, and then there were new companies that came out after the whole internet, after the internet infrastructure was all started, right? So this is kind of like the same thing. You want to be part of that. Whether or not quantum is going to be around for the next 5 years is another story, but the game plan is that they are well capitalized at the moment. They have already, I think, 20 decentralized applications being built on them. Now, when I say decentralized applications, I mean multiple projects are being built at the same time, and these projects are not by any means non-revenue generating. In fact, some of them already have a pre-existing business model, and they are being built on quantum because they want to blockchain their existing business. Now, whether they are blockchaining it for security reasons, or they want to blockchain, usually they want to blockchain it for security reasons. Also, they have this opportunity of the ICO to kind of raise money so that they can scale their existing business. So don't think that every single project is going to be a scam. Now, 90% may turn out to be actually failures, but not necessarily they are scams, right? Failure and a scam is two different things. So, okay, the next thing, of course, if you are deciding to buy some quantum, I think I've highlighted to the group before that 0.003, okay, is a very, very good level to kind of purchase. But at the moment, as you can see, it's kind of having these 3 black crows. Okay, so sorry, the 3 black crows are popping up. 3 black crows are basically very large red candles that are pointing downwards. And if you want to pick some quantum up, it is currently now at this price point where you can, really pick some up. It's below $30 in terms of US dollars, but in terms of satoshis, this level that I've been always highlighting, 0.003 or 300,000 satoshi mark, has been holding pretty well, and the bounce is always pretty good from there. You want to pick that up probably around now. Now for Ethereum base, same old, same old. If you notice, it's almost the same, right? You're having a 3.21 million 3.21 million satoshi quantum to Ethereum. More or less, it's the same old, same old. You can maybe consider picking up at 0.03 if you're not very certain. Be conservative is good, right? Because if you're not familiar like I am, you might not want to pick it up at the levels that I suggested or the current market levels. You can move to something else. Now we have Komodo. Komodo is a decentralized application. It has a barter DEX where you call it, it's called a decentralized exchange. And at the same time, it is a smart contract platform before. Komodo project has been around for at least, I think, 2 to 3 years as well. A very solid team. Right now, I would highly suggest also looking at this platform. So Komodo Ether, if you decide to pick it up, you're looking at the 480 satoshi mark to around the 500,000 satoshis. So this is this is with regards to Komodo Ethereum. Okay, now guys, I know that it's very, very confusing when you see 8 decimal places, but you have to kind of familiarize yourself, because we focus on accumulating more Bitcoin or more Ethereum. We do not really want to care too much about the US dollar value as of now. If you're looking specifically at accumulating cryptocurrencies, then you focus your P&L or your profit and loss on cryptocurrencies. So Komodo Ethereum is one of those suggestions. So I'm trying to lay out this foundation for you. The foundation, no matter what, is always the smart contract platform Also, if you want to look at currencies, there's only kind of so-called solid three, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Well, Ethereum is not exactly a currency, but the Ether is the gas so that you can perform the smart contracts. Without Ether, you cannot, the smart contracts cannot function on the network. So let's just say that there are two currencies that are being built, which is now Litecoin and Bitcoin. So we focus on that. That sole purpose is for currency. Now, we also have, of course, the infamous Bitcoin Cash that was built up by Roger Ver, but that's another tale for another time. So with smart contract platforms, we can consider Komodo. Komodo right now has been hammered so badly, it is worth the look. All right, it is worth the look. I've been following these guys. I think Komodo is one of those cryptocurrencies that you can pick up. They already are existing. They are not a young group. They know their stuff, right? It is, especially if you're new to the space, make sure you have cryptocurrencies that are already existing. They have the infrastructure in place, and most importantly, they have their own private wallet. Mainnet is up and running. They have multiple tests, errors, and so on and so forth. Okay, so Komodo, BTC, same old. The price is almost the same. If you look at the levels, you're looking at the you're looking at the 45,000 Satoshi mark against BTC. So Komodo BTC, anywhere from 45,000 is okay. If you want to be a little bit aggressive, you know, right now is good as well. Okay, you want to be picking up these cryptocurrencies when they are nice and low. Are they the lowest of the low? Of course not, right? Because you are now stepping into 2018, right? When the market cap was currently now at 400 billion. When I stepped into the market, it was anywhere from 15 billion, and it went up to a high of 20 billion at the beginning of 2017. We ended off at close to 800 billion. So don't think of it always like you want to buy it when it was cheap. It is not going to happen in a million years, okay? Unless the whole cryptocurrency market explodes, then you have a chance. And by then, nobody wants to get in because the whole cryptocurrency market just exploded, right? So now, we are going to also look at other cryptocurrencies right now. For those who are a little bit more curious, and if you're probably Korean, you might want to consider buying Icon. Now, Icon is also a smart contract platform. Now, what is up with all these smart contract platforms? Okay, so let me just go to Icon. I think people are, of course, looking at ICX. And what is ICX? So ICX, same old. They are going to have a decentralized exchange as well. They are going to plan to create their own ecosystem. Just think of it this way, guys. If I am a business in Korea, okay, I want to blockchain my business. Am I right to say that I would love to have expertise from my country instead of having to fly all the way to China or have to fly all the way to the US? Yeah, so think of it that way. If there are experts in that space within your country, that kind of communication is so much easier. I will get the technical support. I will be able to seek the advice from the advisory team to help me easily integrate blockchain or build on the blockchain with a smart contract platform. This is why all these smart contract platforms exist. Like I'm in Singapore, I have a smart contract platform. Basically, it's called ELF, AELF. Now I'm not sure how strong they are or where they're from, but I'm just saying I kind of understand it. Right, so this is Icon. On the other hand, Icon is the Korean. Let's not try to kill Ethereum all the time. Okay, nobody's gonna kill Ethereum. Okay, it's just pretty annoying when I hear the next Ethereum killer. Come on, man, you guys are so far away from Ethereum's market cap. You want to kill it? Like, give yourself some room to run first before you, and also battle test yourself first before you can try to consider the Ethereum killer. I think the Ethereum killer title is always given by all the people who are writing and the YouTubers and whatnot. Look, if you want to kill Ethereum, go and kill it, okay? But don't keep claiming that you can kill it when you are like freaking like a little cockroach, okay? So now, with regards to that, Icon is one of those platforms that you can consider picking up, but it has really run up very, very strongly in a very, very short span of time. If you notice, they are only available on 2 exchanges as of now, but I'm sure on the Korean exchanges they are available. But for Coinergy, I can only see HitBTC and Binance, but I know that they're available on much more exchanges. So for example, I think maybe in let me check Icon in terms of where they are at in terms of markets. Let me see. They are on Binance, they're on OKX, Huobi. Yep, you can buy them on Huobi as well, which I am on. You can buy them from Gate.io, IDEX, and COS. I'd strongly not touch the ones that have the least volume. I always would prefer you going to the ones with the most volume. Okay, so yeah, if you're interested in Icon, try to look at support levels that are a little bit longer. Unfortunately, Icon doesn't have that much in terms of timeline because they're very new. With this huge sell down, yeah, you know what? This current level is looking pretty sweet, but expect further downside. Be a little bit more cautious. They have not much at the moment. Okay, I think they have already launched their mainnet on the 24th of January. They are now starting to kickstart their whole project. So be very conservative. Same thing, ladder in your buy-ins, right? Don't try to get rich quick fast. Give them at least 2 to 3 years and give them time to form partnerships and alliances within the country itself or internationally. Okay. Now next we want to look at decentralized exchanges. So we have decentralized exchanges, for example, like Kyber Network. Kyber Network is still very new. They have not officially launched, but they have been doing pretty well. My call came probably in the third week of December. That was during Christmas time. That was during the 14,000 Satoshi mark. Do not ask me why I even looked at Kyber Network. Sometimes I just have the intuition, and I think I kind of remember now. Centralized exchanges were having issues, right? So that whole sentiment kind of resonated with me. I told myself, if I was to be stuck on an exchange that suddenly was regulated, for some reason all the accounts had to be frozen, I would be a very innocent party, right? I think that goes to that applies to everyone who is trading cryptocurrencies. So decentralized exchanges are function in this way. It's all operated by smart contracts. No one needs to deposit any cryptocurrency whatsoever. All exchanges are done via smart contract. The reserve managers who are providing that particular cryptocurrency will allow you to buy cryptocurrencies with whatever you have on your ledger. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so as I was saying, so the next one is Kyber Network. Alright, Kyber Network, Kyber Network at the moment, you might want to be a little bit more conservative because this is a cup and handle. Okay, this is a cup and handle. You want to be a little bit more conservative and pick it up at the 36,000 Satoshi mark if you can. That would be much better, but being too conservative, you might not get in at all. But like I said, I think 36,000 is good. Okay, then we have, okay, so if you're someone who just wants to have a dual role, then just buy Komodo. Then you don't have to diversify away. Okay, so for Kyber Network, this is it. Huobi, by the way, Huobi also has tokens. If you want to purchase Huobi, Huobi will be like the Binance. Okay, this is Huobi. You can purchase it on Binance. Just accumulate more Huobi right now. Okay, because Huobi will eventually start their marketing cycle. You can buy Huobi on Huobi.pro, and then from then you can just gradually accumulate. Should be fun as well. Okay, so pretty much covered most of the market already. I've already recommended three smart contract platforms: Ether, Quantum, and Komodo, and of course a decentralized exchange. Start there, start accumulating, and then from then, once you have a kind of better understanding of the space, you can kind of diversify to other cryptocurrencies. Now, there are other projects that I am looking at. I highlighted that in the stream yesterday, where we talked about sustainable energy. I talked about deep learning, machine learning, and last but not least, I am looking at content creation platforms, or at least something like a Steemit. So these are the platforms that I will be looking in 2018, but I'm going to be very, very conservative with my allocations. I'm not going to stretch more than 5% of my total investable funds into these projects, because these are not immediate. They are not the immediate need kind of infrastructure. I'm looking at still the smart contract platforms. I'm still looking into the payment channels that function the best. Scalability solutions like Lightning and Raiden. These are the main ones that we kind of want to focus on. So as long as scalability is an issue, I think everything else we kind of want to push aside first, and then we want to invest in them very, very slowly. So this is basically the things that I want to deliver for this particular video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, and if you have some comments that you'd like to put down with regards to this video, feel free to comment below and the team will get back to you. And last but not least, subscribe and click on the notification button so that you will see my videos in the next stream. Alright guys, take care and see you guys, and have a good day.